Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome to class. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Please, can you please tell those that are not here to start joining in because we're starting right now. This is 8 o'clock already, and I want us to start on time so that we can finish on time. Welcome to the EMC coaching call for the month of July. Apparently, this is going to be the second to the last coaching call at EMC for 2024. That's the current cohort right now. So this is a class that you really do not want to miss. So please help me send reminders to the groups that you belong that it's time for class. Post on your status and let people join in so that we can start on time. We're discussing a very important topic. And this is a topic that you pay a lot of money to get coaches to teach you. So I want to believe that, it's a class that you want to sit tight, get your notepad and your pen and learn as much as you can in the next 1 hour plus that we'll be here together. Okay. So please get people to join in so we can start. Thank you so much for coming early. So for one events, Oluwala and Kelmo, thank you for joining early. That's really great of you. It shows how serious you are with your business. Thank you. So
Thank you
let's
for
get more
having me.
people.
Everyone.
Welcome. Let's get more people in. Let's get more people in so that we can finish on time. Mm. Okay, okay, okay. So we have more people in now. Okay. So let's can we give them 3 more minutes? Can we give them 3 more minutes? Okay, so have you sent in messages to those who are not here yet? Have you? Have you? Have you? On all the groups that you belong, just repost everything about the class. Some people might have forgotten. You can tag some of your friends, your colleagues that you think should be here. I mean, don't be selfish with this knowledge, right? So you can tag, people that you feel like, oh, they really need to be here. I mean, there's love in sharing, right? So please tag them so they can be here. Thank you. All right, everyone, it's time. So we're going to get into the class right now. Thank you so much for joining. So in case you have anyone maybe requesting for the link, please feel free to share the link, to the meeting on any platform that you belong in. Just share the link, tag people to join. But we're starting right now because we really need to work with time. Okay, so you're welcome. This class is going to be streamed on YouTube. So if you are here, you definitely get the replay. Just send me a message on WhatsApp or send an email. I'll leave the email address on the call so that you can send an email to request for the replay. And the replay will be sent to you. Is that okay? So, so who's excited about tonight's class? Who is excited? Who is excited? Yay! You're welcome. Good to have you here. So let me drop the email address so that in case you want the replay, right? Okay, so in case you want the replay, you can just send a mail there and we'll send you the replay. All right, so we're starting right now. So this is event business process class. And one of the reasons why I decided to teach this topic is because without an event business process, somehow you just realize that you're just playing in your event business, right? You're just playing, you've not started business. Okay, so that's why this topic is very, very important to you as an event business owner. It's not just enough to say you are an event planner, you're into this and that, and then you don't have a process. You don't have something that is guiding you to ensuring that you are doing things right from scratch to finish, getting the right clients on board and knowing what to do when they're on board and all of that. So we're going to be looking into all of that, in a few seconds. I'm going to be sharing my slides, a few slides that I put together just to make the class more interactive, more interesting, more explanatory, so that you're not just wondering, okay, what's this woman saying? That is, you can follow through with the slides while I'm talking, right? So I'm going to be sharing my slides in a few seconds now so we can start off the class. Meanwhile, you can still, share the link if you want to as many as needed so they can join, but the replay will also be available after the class. Thank you. Okay, so can you see my slides now? Can everyone see my slides? Please let me know if you can see my slides, because don't forget that I'm now out of Zoom, so I need you to respond. I want to at least, see your comments while I'm speaking. I need you to respond and make it as interactive as possible. So if once you can see my slides, just say, yes, I can see, or just give me a sign. Just maybe send in a message that will help me know that you can actually see my slides. All right. Okay, so like I said, the topic is event business process. Okay, someone can see, so that means everyone can see. I want to believe that. Okay, so event business process, that's the sorry guys, I need to be sure that I'm actually streaming this so that we don't miss out on this class. Um, Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I had to be sure that, we had the recording on. So now that it's on, we can go ahead to continue. Thank you. Okay, so hello. You are very welcome, and it's my pleasure to be taking you on this topic that is super important to your event business. Now, before we dive in, just in case you haven't met me before, or in case you do not know me, my name is Adeife Abiodun Adeyemi, and I'm the founder, CEO, Effective Touch, founder, the Event Managers Community, EMC for short, and convener, the Professional Event Managers Workshop. I'm a tech-savvy event entrepreneur and as a personal brand, I'm known as the Package with Sense coach, right? I wear many hats, but because of time, I won't be able to say so much, but it's really nice to meet you. You can call me Coach Adeife, you can call me Adeife, you can call me Effective. Anyone that works for you is fine. I'm also a mentor in the event industry, and I have several people that I'm mentoring currently, in building a sustainable event management business. I'm also an author. I've written 3 books concerning events, so if you want to learn more about that, you can reach out to me and I'll tell you about that. So let's dive right into the class. We're here for the class, right? Don't let me say so much about myself. Let's get you into the class so that we can achieve what we are here for tonight. So what to expect from this class? I know that you have a lot of expectations. Once you saw the topic, you're like, oh my God, I really need to understand what this is about. How do I, build the right processes in my business? How do I ensure that my business is, following a particular system, or a step-by-step framework to ensure that I'm getting the right clients on board, to ensure that I'm making money as much as I should, to ensure that I'm staying relevant on top of my game in event industry. So those are things that we're going to be talking about tonight. And what I want you to expect from this class, because this is a very broad topic. I mean, there are a lot of things involved in business processes. Okay, but I've created this class in a way that it's as simple as possible, it's straightforward as possible, so you don't have to crack your brain too much and get confused along the way. So we're going to be discussing standard event business processes from client attraction stage to post-event stage. And then we're also going to be talking about the importance of having a business process for your event business, okay? And then challenges or setbacks that surround following through a business process. So sometimes you feel like this thing is not working, or maybe something just happened and you feel like, I'm not sure I want to follow through with this process. Let me just do direct, and but there are a lot of challenges that we go through, and we'll also be discussing these challenges and how you can work around them to ensure that you still, build a sustainable business, and to ensure that you are staying professional as you're doing your business. Okay, so right on to the next slide. So what exactly is an event business process? So you might be wondering, you might have an idea, but this is like a very explicit definition, like a very detailed definition that I've put together to help you truly understand what a business process is, So I'm going to read it out, and then please ensure that you are taking notes, even though there'll be a replay. Please ensure that you're taking notes. All right. So an event business process is a structured series of actions, right? So that means it's not just series of actions, it's structured. There's something in place for every action. There's something that has to be put together for every action, and steps designed to efficiently manage and execute an event from inception to completion. So it's not just about different actions, but to help you to efficiently manage and execute an event. So from the moment that that client comes in to when the client says, oh, we're through with this event, you need to have a process. So right from the client onboarding up to, all the different processes that the client has to go through to ensure that, they fit into your customer avatar or to your persona, the customer persona that you have created for your business, to ensure that they are actually the right clients that you want for your business, right? It's important that you have this structured series of actions. Are we together? So this process encompasses all phases, including client acquisition or attraction, and retention. So client acquisition is attraction, and then retention is when they stay back, after the entire process. Then consultation, planning, coordination, execution, and post-event evaluation, ensuring that each event is delivered to meet the client's expectations and objectives while maintaining high standards of professionalism and efficiency. So is that as straightforward as possible? Did we get that? Is that really straightforward? Was that straightforward for you? Or should we read it again? Are we here? Was that really straightforward? Okay. So I want to believe that we are following, right? Don't worry, it's not going to take so much of your time, but I just want us to understand the essence of what this is really about. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. Now, this slide, is like what we're talking about. Okay, this is like why we are here. All right, this slide that you're seeing is like a whole book in one slide. So imagine that I have to write a book on event business process. This is just all I need to write that book. This slide that you're looking at is all I need to write that book. Okay, so stages of a standard event business process. Every single stage here has its own meaning. Okay, now before I go into this slide, I just want to explain a few things that will help you to understand what this slide is about. Now, when when you're running your business, you're expecting clients to come into your business, of course, right? Because without clients, you don't even have a business. Are we together? Who is following? Who agrees with me? Without clients, you actually do not have a business. If you don't have a single client, you're as good as just closing down that business, because it's the clients that would actually keep you in the business. So for you to get these clients, there's a phase that you must ensure that is running, and that is your client attraction stage, which includes your marketing, your content strategies, right? The way you promote your business, how you show up for your business. That's how you get the clients, how you network, how you reach out to people, how you communicate the value of your brand. Those are the things that make up that particular stage, because without all of that, there's really no way clients to know what you're doing. I mean, imagine that you have a business and nobody knows what you're doing. Definitely, there's no way they will know that they should come and patronize you. So you have to speak out. You have to market. You have to talk about your brand. You have to tell people about your brand. You have to show up. You create content, for your brand. Okay. So if you're in Package with Sense community, next week I'm going to be teaching on content strategies, right, for your business. So if you would like to join that class, you can reach out and then we'll add you to the group so you can get details about it. But content is super important. That's how people can actually know what you do. That's how you can communicate about your brand. That's how you can tell them, well, this is what I'm doing. And also this first stage, as you can see here, this client attraction stage is that stage where what you are doing really matters. All right, so we have touch points. So touch points are the different places where the clients are coming from, the potential clients. It could be maybe from the group that you belong to, maybe while you were networking, someone saw your status or someone saw your advert and came and said, oh, I want to know about your business. All right, on social media, that content that you posted, maybe the reel that you posted went viral, and 3, 4 people, 10 people, 20 people returned and said, oh, can we know more about your business? All right. And then other social media platforms, on Google, people searched for, maybe what you do and found you on Google. So there are different touch points. So touch points are, the platforms through which your clients or your potential clients come into your business. That's just what touch points are, through which all your potential clients come through. It could even be through a referral, maybe a satisfied client who referred someone to you. That person comes in through a satisfaction. That's also a touch point. So depending on what your touch points are, that's why I didn't label those touch points, because touch points are different for all of us. Some people's touch points could just be an email list. They just send emails out, and through those emails, they get people that patronize them like back to back. You understand? So touch points are just platforms, or the arenas, or the means through which people come into your business. That's just what touch points are. Okay, so the client attraction stage is the first stage where all the potential clients coming. So you can see all the people that I drew here, that I put here, right? Representing the different people that come in through those different touch points. So you must identify your touch points. Where are your touch points? Is it WhatsApp status? Is it Instagram stories? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it through your network? Is it through the the groups that you belong to? Whatever it is, you have to identify your touch points. That's a process on its own. You must identify your touch point. Where do you get the most inquiries from? Where do you get the most, requests from? Where do you get the most questions about your business from? You have to identify your touch point. Now you can see this arrow coming into this the flow chart right now. This says based on your response rate. Now the people who come into the main process is now based on how you respond. Because for instance, if I'm coming to you and I say, oh, I met you at an event and I like the way you offered your service and all, can I know more about your business? If you answer me in a funny way, I might not even bother making inquiries. Who agrees with me? If you answer me in a way like as if, oh, okay, you're welcome, I might not come back to make inquiries. But if you answer me like, oh, good to meet you. Oh, thank you so much. All right. So yes, I'll reach out to you, so we can get you on board. I'll be like, oh, okay. So, okay, she's ready to do business. All right. So it's really important that the way you respond to those who come into your business from your different touch points, is professional, so that they can get into your main stage, your main process stage. Now, if you just respond anyhow, maybe on your Instagram, you don't respond on time. I'm also guilty of it. Like Instagram DMs, I hardly go there. But when I go there, I meet all manner of requests, and I realize that this person has sent it like a week before, sent it like 3 days before, and I'm like, when did all this requests come in? So your response rate actually determines how people get into your business. So the people who are in the client attraction stage are not actually anything to your business. They're just coming in. So they're just potential clients. But once they can come to make inquiry, they're already like, more like a sign to you that, okay, they like what they see and they're potential target clients. All right. So the random people and all that might not actually be your target client. But once they can see that, oh, I think I like the way this person is doing her business. I like the way this person did. I like the way this person did that. They are potential target clients. So how you respond to them truly determines, how they get into your business. Are we together? So now when they come into this workflow, you can see this, this circular thing, as it doesn't look so complex. I'm sure it looks really explanatory. Now from here, you can see this arrow coming into the inquiry stage, right? Now, this inquiry stage is where they come and they say, oh, please send us a quote, or can we know about this and this service? Can we know about your catering service? Can we know about your planning service? Oh, we need ushers. How do we book your ushers for? And that's the inquiry stage, where they're asking questions, where they want to know more about your business, where they want to, get more information about your business. That's the inquiry stage. And so from this inquiry stage, by the time you respond to them, okay, and you give them the answers to the questions that they're asking, then you will know whether they're ready for the next stage, which is the consultation stage. So imagine that they ask you that, okay, tell us about your business, and you don't respond on time, or you don't even know how to respond, or you don't even know what to say. How do you get them to the consultation stage? So consultation stage is where you are the one asking questions. So they've asked you questions. Now you can say, oh, this person is ready to do business with us. Now it's your turn to start asking questions. When is the event? What date is the event? This and that, what are the colors? What are this? Now is the consultation. You are the one asking questions to know about where you come in, right? In all of the things that they're asking. So the consultation stage is very important. It could be a phone call. It could be through a message, maybe WhatsApp. It could be a call. Any other, any platform that works for you. It could even be a Zoom call. It could be a discovery call where you get to understand the person, the temperament, and all of that. But whatever works for you is fine. Just ensure that you have that consultation stage. And before you even have that consultation stage, it's important that you get them to, to maybe fill the form. Let them give you information as much as possible, so you know the kind of questions you are asking. So you're not just getting there and just asking around, you're just lost. You don't even know the questions to ask. But when they fill a form, it's important for you to now say, okay, we've gotten your information, you've told us this and this and this and that, right? And then now you can ask questions to now get more information. So that's the consultation stage. Now, this consultation stage is now where you understand if that person is a qualified client or not. So this consultation, by the time you start asking questions, you'll be able to know, this person ready to pay me? Is this person ready to actually, follow through with my terms for this service? Is this person actually going to be patient enough to understand what I am doing for him or her? So for example, maybe you told the person in the consultation stage that, okay, this is what the amount that we charge for our service. And they're like, no, this money is too much. You already know, this person is not my kind of client. So that will help you to know if that person is worth going to the booking stage. If that person is not worth going to the booking stage, then at this point, the person drops off. In fact, there should be an arrow here. Some clients will likely drop off after the consultation stage. And that consultation stage is a complimentary stage. You don't have to charge them for anything if you don't want to. And if you want to, it's fine. Some people charge for consultation, but if you feel like there's no big deal, just to understand the client. At that moment, just know that you're not sharing any intellectual property. You're not sharing maybe like a quote. You're not sharing maybe your contract. You're not sharing anything that is intellectual, so that they're not thinking, oh, okay, this person is even desperate to collect the job. You have to ensure that that person qualifies before you start sharing intellectual property. Okay, sometimes we make that mistake of thinking, okay, let me just share all the information I want to share so that they can make the decision on time. But a lot of times you just realize that most of them just come, and then after they get what they want, sure that you get them qualified. Are we together? So once they are qualified, then you take them into the booking stage. Are we still here? Can you hear me? I can't see anybody. Are we here? Are you getting something? Is the class making sense, or we should just call it a day? Anyway, so we get into the booking stage. Now, in the booking stage, that's where that you now say, okay, so now, okay, thank you. So that's where you now say, okay, this booking stage, I've gotten all the information I want and all that. Now, the booking stage is where you now send them your quotes and say, this is how much we are charging you. This is what this service entails. If you want to send them maybe like a checklist or whatever, it is just something that will make them, move on fast in the process. Send them, whatever you think is complimentary for your brand. For Effective Touch, we send a checklist. That checklist helps you to know, okay, so these are the things that I need to do to even know that that you're really valuable to them. Because once you send them that checklist, they already know that, okay, with this checklist that person has sent, I can't do all this by myself. So I definitely need her services to go further, after checking this thing. So that checklist helps them to make a decision and know that they truly need my service instead of having to just figure it out by themselves. Is that okay? So send them your checklist, send them your quotes, maybe like a draft quote, not necessarily like the real deal, just something to help them have an idea of how much they would spend for hiring you. Okay, but if you've gotten to the point in the booking where they're actually really interested, like you've qualified them and they're really interested, and they're even the one telling you, okay, can we do this on time? Then you can send them whatever you need to send them. But be careful of the intellectual properties that you send, because as event business people, we just, you're actually like in a hurry to send them everything so that they can pay you. Whereas you need to actually take your time. That's why it's a process. That's why it's a process. You have to, take it step by step. If not, you get your fingers burnt. A lot of times we're so much in a hurry to send things to clients. And of course, it's not our fault. It's just because you want to ensure that you get that client on board before somebody else snatches the client. I understand. But then it's a process. You have to understand that client. What time works best for the client? How does the person respond? You have to understand some things to help you know how to send things to a client. Don't just send everything at once. Just bombard the client with all the documents. No, don't do that. You want to take it step by step. Is that okay? So in that booking stage, there are a lot of things going on in that booking stage. Once they booked you, they've paid the deposit, you send them a quote and they paid the deposit, right? They've signed your contract, okay? Then you know that, yes, this person is now truly ready. Until they pay that deposit, they've not even truly qualified, to be honest, until they actually pay that deposit or something that commits them to you. That's when you can say, okay, now I can send them, intellectual properties, maybe like a proposal, that shows them all the things they're going to be doing for them. All right. Maybe like maybe a mood board, floor plan, whatever it is that you call intellectual property in your own business, then you can go ahead to send. All right. So now you finalize the booking stage. You are now on board. You've sent them all the documents. They're ready to, work with you. They've signed your contract. They've agreed to your terms. You know what they want. You know how the whole thing is going to go. Now you're ready for work, and they've paid you something to show commitment. Then you get into the execution stage. Okay, so in the execution stage, that's when you are now doing the work. Now, when you were collecting the money, you did not tell them that, oh, when rain is falling, you cannot work. You did not tell them that, maybe for the ladies, maybe when your period comes, you cannot work. At the execution stage, you want to ensure that you're doing the work, because this is the point where the client will now qualify you. Because don't forget that you have qualified the client, but that execution stage is where the client qualifies you that, okay, is this person truly what she said she is? Is this person truly what he said he is? So this person told me, that this and that and this and that. Now it's time to work. I'm getting excuses. Oh, I'm sorry, my child was this. Sorry, it was raining. Sorry, it was this. I slept off. At the execution stage, you want to ensure that you're giving your client all that you promised. So don't overpromise, right? You want to ensure that you underpromise and overdeliver, so that at the end of the day, the client is not looking like, oh, you promised this and that, we didn't see anything. We can't see what you're doing. You said you start work in 1 week's time. After 1 week, we're the ones chasing you. So that execution stage is a very critical stage where you have to ensure that you look through everything you have promised the client and tick it off one after the other. Don't just give a client a list of what you're doing and then they can't even tick anything on the list. You are committed to that work until it's done, until the client says, I am satisfied. That is when your work is done. Your work is not done when the client is not satisfied. Your work is not done. In fact, you have a lot of work to do at that moment if your client is not satisfied. Do we understand? So it's very important that you put in all your effort as much as possible, including prayers, in this execution stage, because that is when your client is qualifying. The person is watching your responses, watching your, the time that it takes you to respond, watching how you're doing your work, watching the quality of what you're doing. You're sending a document and everything looks so scattered. Those are the things they are watching how you respond on the phone, even when you're under pressure, watching every single, even your content. They might not be following you, but they are going to your page to check what you're doing. They're going to your page to see all the comments you are making on Instagram. They are seeing all the things that you're doing everywhere. They are watching everything. That is the time that they say, oh, okay, well, let's manage. We've paid the person already. Let's let him just do the work. And after this one, or after this one, I'm going to recommend this person. So what category do you really fall into? Do you fall into the category of where you are executing and then the client is like, not again, never again? Or the client is like, this one, I will tell the whole world about this person, so that's the level that we should get to, where a client feels so proud, so, so good, has that good feeling about coming to you to patronize you. Let that client come back and even bring more people to you. All right, that is how your business grows. Don't just do it and say, well, this guy should just go, let me do what I want to do and go. You are actually already spoiling the relationships. You're burning the bridges already, even if it does that one client that you just thought could not give you anything, you'll be shocked that person might actually have the network that you need, or even have maybe the advice that you just need to just, scale up your business. So treat every client, very well. Treat every client with respect. Is that okay? Treat every client, and give them what they deserve based on your promise to them, because that's actually what your brand is. Your brand is a promise. It's not really your color or your logo. The promise that you have given your clients, that's actually what your brand truly is. Are we together? Now, the execution stage after the execution stage, you've done the job, you've delivered, you've done everything and all that. And then you get to the post-delivery So I didn't say post-event stage because it could be something that it doesn't have to be event. It could be that you delivered something. It could be that you maybe worked on a project and you just delivered your own part of the service and all that. So that's why I did not say post-event. I said post-delivery stage. So that post-delivery stage means that once you have delivered, what happens? Is that the end of the whole thing? You just deliver, you're like, oh, thank you, and that's all. No. Once you deliver a service, it's not the end yet. It's not the end yet. You still have some things to do. You have to request for feedback. You have to assess, the service. Okay, did we do well? Talk to your team. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What went wrong? What didn't we do that, that we should have done? What did the client complain about? What were the challenges we faced? You have to assess the whole thing. What do we need to do better? Do you think this thing worked? Did it not work? Did the clients appreciate this thing that we did? Did it make sense? You have to just assess the whole thing. And what does the client even feel? Even the guests, or maybe the people that are not even your clients, what do they really feel about what you did? If you're getting good feedback, great for you. But if you're not getting good feedback, then you have to, look into the areas that affected that feedback and see what you can do about it. Don't just throw it into doing and say, whoa, please, that's their problem, I beg. Well, the other clients will come. You'll be shocked that it's that client that will go and tell the whole world and say, this person, beware. So you want to ensure that every client is satisfied. Even if you do not even enjoy the job, just do it and satisfy that client. And know that client, bye-bye. Because you are promised to deliver, you just have to deliver. Now, at this stage, this post-delivery stage, you see that I have an arrow coming out that says some clients drop off. They drop off because maybe they were not satisfied. They drop off because maybe they don't have anything else to do with you, and not because they're angry or have any hard feelings. They just don't have anything to do with you for that moment or at that time. So they just drop off that, okay, we've done what we want to do with you, and that's the end. There's some clients like that. They might not come back. They might never come back. It might just be a one-time thing, and that's it. And there's some clients that they were just not satisfied. There's some clients that maybe they got someone better after they patronized you, and they feel, I think I prefer this person to this other person, and they just go to another, maybe service provider, your competitor, and all of that, right? So this is why at this stage, the client retention, process is very important. You want to ensure that when you are doing your post-delivery process, you want to ensure that you still make up for the things that you did not do right, so that they don't drop off. Because if you cannot correct that moment, you realize that even if they'll tell you it's okay, or it's okay, it's actually not okay. It's actually not okay. So you want to ensure that you do whatever you can to still keep them if there are people that want to be kept. Okay, so they complain of this and that, and like, oh, we're really sorry. Okay, what can we do to make it up? Maybe somebody did not deliver. Maybe one of the vendors you got did not deliver well. How can you meet? So I remember there was an event I had like that I delivered well, but unfortunately, the caterer at the time, God rest her soul, she's dead now. The caterer at the time sent some things to the client, and somehow they were not delivered. I don't know what happened. Maybe I think it was put in the car, and the driver, I don't even know. Maybe the driver, I don't even know. In fact, till today, I can't even imagine what happened. The driver maybe said he didn't know that somebody carried it from the car. I don't even know. Anyway, the client did not get the food that was sent to them. I mean, all the food that was left at the event, the client did not get it. So they got home and they were so hungry. And they were, after all the good feedback I got, they were kind of angry. Like, how can we not get food? I'm like, Ma, I'm confused myself. Like, I sent food, the caterer. If I thank God that we had some videos showing, the moi and some things that the caterer packed for them. That was the only way I could prove what I was saying. You know what I actually had to do? I had to get another caterer, paid another caterer from my money to send food to them the following day. If I wanted to do it that night, but it wasn't really possible. So I just paid that caterer that night, and then the following day, she delivered to them very early, and they were really surprised. Like, what? You mean you still went ahead? I was like, Ma, I mean, that was just what I could do. Even though I've not really even heard from them since then, but at least I feel good. I feel justified that I've actually done my business. So even if they want to tell somebody else about me, they will not say, oh, that one should not do it. They will say, this thing happened, and she still did this, and they never forget things like that. Clients never forget things like that. They never forget things that they did not pay for. It's those things that they've paid for that they feel like, what, we paid you for this, how would you not do this? But those things that they did not pay for that you do are the things that they actually appreciate and remember the most. Just try it and see. You just realize that, you know, the things that you did not even think was going to be a big deal, but you thought, let me make this complimentary, you know, for the client. They don't forget things like that because they know that this thing I would not pay for. It was so helpful. It was so useful. We found it, you know, so valuable. You know, they don't forget things like that. So you want to use those kind of things like, you know, ways to retain clients so that they don't just go to your competitor, right? You want to keep them to yourself, and that's why you must go the extra mile. It's not about what they paid for. It's about what they paid for. There are so many clients that I will not even stress myself over, but it's not really about what they paid for. It's because of the experience that you want them to have, and that is where branding is really about. Because it's not a branding class, I can't really say so much about that. But branding is not just about your logo. This is about the experience, right? It's about your promise to them, what you've promised to give to them, what you've told them that you will give to them. That's what branding is, and how you actually, you know, make up for that promise and actually fulfill that promise to them. That's what when I say, oh, this is a brand. I know this brand. It's not just logo. It's not just about, you know, what we are seeing. It's about the internal part, which is the experience that your client actually has that stays for a long time. That's actually that's the core of branding. Really, that's the core of brand, the experience. Imagine that you walk into a store and the store is really nice, everywhere is fine, but the customer service is not good. Or maybe you got there and the floor is wet, everywhere was. Would you come back? No matter how fine that store is, you will not come back because they're like, what? What is all this? Why is everywhere like this? Why is this one like this? Why is this stuff so rude? You won't come back because the experience was not, the experience did not meet your expectations. I mean, you saw the fine stuff, very beautiful store, but inside it, the core of it is not bringing out the vibes you were expecting. It's not bringing out your expectations. So you're like, I'd rather go to a place that is not so fine and get the, you know, get value, get honor, you know, than having to get somewhere and they're not even seeing you. They're not even looking at you like you're a client. It doesn't, welcome, oh, what do you want? What can we do for you? You know, things like that. You won't go back there. That's how it is even with service businesses. And it's so, you know, it's actually much more difficult for service businesses because you don't have products that you're selling. So it's how you actually do your business, right? That shows the value of that business. How you are, you know, talking to the clients, how you're attending to them, how you're sending your documents and all that. That's what actually shows the value of your business. Are we together? Are we getting something? Now you understand what I'm saying? So the post-delivery stage is where you actually get to retain your clients. Okay, that's where you get to retain your clients. And guess what? Once you retain your clients, they don't need to go back to your touch points anymore. They just continue that process. You can see that the arrows are, you know, intertwined into one another. They don't have to go back to your touch points again. They're already with you. So they just come back again for another time and say, oh, we've come again, oh, we want to do this. That's inquiry again. And you take them again through that same process like that. It keeps going. But once they've dropped off, they might later come back through one of your touch points. Maybe somebody just said something and they felt, are you sure? The last time I patronized them, I was just like, no, they've stepped up. They said, well, then they come back again through your touch point. So that's actually how it is. It's a cycle. You know, it keeps going like that. It keeps going like that. So I hope we've gotten something from that. Are we together? Okay. So now, why must you have an event business process? Please, are we together? Are we here? Okay, I just want to thank you so much to those that are in class. Yeah, thank you for joining. So why must you have an event business process? Why must you have a process? What's the big deal about the process? Number one, professionalism. I mean, that's number one. Any day, anytime. Professionalism. You want to have an event business process because you want to show that you're a professional. You're not just someone who just woke up one day to start a business. You're not just someone who just woke up one day, you know, to just start say, okay, I'm into this, I'm into that. You want to show professionalism, and this helps you to build credibility and trust. So among all the hundreds of people that do the same business as you do, this will stand you out as a professional, right? This will help your clients to trust you and say, this person that is sending mail, sending this, calling me at a good time, responding like this. Definitely this person was trained. This person understands professionalism. That's why it's good to have an event business process, or any process at that. Whatever it is that you even want to do, you need to have a process. You can't just jump into something. Even God has a process, right? So if God can have a process, who are you? You have to have a process that shows credibility, that helps your client to trust your process and say, okay, I think I like the way this thing is going. And it even makes it easy for them to just work with you, because they're like, okay, she has told us that step 1 is this, step 2 is this. Okay, he has said step 3 is this. So they know what to expect at each stage. It makes it easy for everyone, right? And efficiency, streamlining tasks seamless. So now you want to bring like 3-4 people on board of your project. If you don't have a process, what are you explaining to them? If you don't have a process, what are they expected to do? They'll just realize that they're just there. They don't even know what to do. Okay. So they're just like, they don't know what to do. But when you have a process, they know that when the client comes, they know what to do. They know the next thing. They know the next thing until that person pays and they get that client on board. So it actually helps you with efficiency. It helps your business to be more efficient, right? Helping you to streamline tasks, helping you to break down tasks, in a seamless way that makes it easy for everyone to work, that makes it easy for you to monitor your staff, that makes it easy for you, even you, to live a stress-free life. So that way you already have, your to-do list. You already have what you're doing. There's a process for how a client comes on board. There's a process for sending invoice. There's a process for delivering something. There's a process for managing an event. There's a process for managing vendors. There's a process for vendors meeting. There's a process for everything. It just makes everything just work well, right? Then consistency, right? When you have an event business process, it helps with consistency. Are we together? That way, you can deliver quality services with a certain level of standard every time. Okay, so if you have a particular standard, all right, because you have a process, by the time another client comes, you can maintain that standard. It's not that today you just do one anyhow thing. Tomorrow again, you just say, no. But when you have a process, you realize that it helps you to just be on a particular level that, no, this thing must not be less than this. So this thing must not be more than it. This thing must be this must be like this. So that it helps with consistency of delivering quality services. Then it helps with your client profiling. When you have a business process, it helps you to profile your clients well. When we talked about the inquiry stage, the consultation stage, you are profiling your client, you're understanding your clients. You're understanding if this person can actually fit into your ideal client's, persona or your customer avatar. Okay, so it helps with profiling your clients. All right, when you have a business process, it helps you to know, okay, is this person my target audience? This person my ideal client? The way this person is talking, this person does not fit into the kind of people that I want to work with. Oh, do you understand what I'm saying? So it helps with that. Then client retention. Satisfied clients get to stick to your brand and become your brand ambassadors. We've talked about that already. When they're satisfied, they just stay. They're not going anywhere. Even if they don't hear from you in 2 years. I mean, I can tell you for free, I have a client like that. In like 2 years, maybe I just spoke to her once before I knew it. In fact, unfortunately, when I even changed my phone, I lost her number. So I have to start asking, please, who is this? It was quite embarrassing, but she was like, oh, it's okay. It's so personal. I'm really sorry, ma. And she stayed because she was satisfied, because she liked how everything went the other time. So they will stay as long as they were satisfied and they liked, and they see that you are staying relevant. They see that you're still on top of your game. Not that they will now leave and they used to you now do anyhow. And when they come back, they see you worse than what you were before. You want to ensure that at least they are seeing, they are seeing you online. They are hearing about you, and they're like, oh, this person is even still doing even better than when I met her or when I met him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then assessment. Strong and weak points, threats and opportunities can be easily identified. We talked about that also. It helps you to assess your brand. Okay, what are we doing right? What are we not doing? When clients come, I think we have a problem with customer service. So maybe we should hire a customer service person. I think we have a problem with marketing. Maybe we should get a marketer. Maybe we should just get someone that knows how to do graphics, because all this presentation, this one, we don't know. It's helpful to know the one that you can do, or the one that you have the right people on your team for. So if you are not having a process, you can't know where you need help. Does that make sense? So when you have a process, you have to know, okay, I think I actually need help with someone that would help me do this and that. So the process has, revealed your weaknesses, revealed the ones that you're actually good at. It has helped you to reveal even the threats that, hey, God, hey, this thing that we are doing is going to cause problem in this thing. It will help you to identify what you need to identify to keep moving and, build a better brand. Okay. Are we together? Can you give me thumbs up? Please say something. Like, it's so quiet in here. What's going on? Is the class so serious? Is it so serious? Is it so serious, guys? What's going on? All right, so it's serious. Okay, I'm happy to know that it's serious. Thank you so much. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. So the next point is helps you to stay ahead of competition, right? Because when you have business processes, you are building a unique brand. And when you have a unique brand, of course, it makes you feel different, in your industry. Now, the event industry, you just feel different. You don't even feel like you have competition yourself, because you're like, the way I do my things is not the way other people do their things. The way I access to my client, nobody can do it like that. Nobody can do the way I do my own, the way I do it. That kind of thing. Like, nobody can actually copy my style. So when you are, putting processes in your business the right way, you realize that you don't feel like you have competition. You are like a competition on your own. You are your own competition. Okay. And then you have to stay ahead of that competition, because you just feel confident about what you are doing. That, well, this thing I'm doing works and I'm getting good clients. I'm filtering the clients that are not making sense. I'm filtering clients that will stress me. So that way you're not jumping at every opportunity that is coming to you. You're not jumping at every client that is promising that, oh, don't worry, when you do this job for us, we'll do this and this and this. You're not jumping at every opportunity like that. Do you understand? I mean, we've had quite a number of experiences. So I can tell you for free that it's not every opportunity that looks like your opportunity. There's some opportunity that you already know that it might look like it, but if you profile that client well, just know that don't even stress yourself. Just let that person be going. Honestly, because there are some clients that they look like it though, but by the time they get into your process and you're asking some questions, you're like, please, I don't want this kind of clients. And that way you save yourself a lot of stress. All right. And then if the person even goes to your competitors, you are not bothered, well, that person, I wish the person well, because you already know the kind of clients that you're looking for. That process has helped you to know the kind of clients that you truly want to work with. Have you not heard about companies that tell you, oh, sorry, we can't work with you? Not because they don't need your money, but they're like, well, you're not the kind of clients we're looking for. You might have the money, but they know the clients that they're looking for. There are certain qualities that they want from a client. Apart from the money, there's some other things that you should watch out for, not just money. Because some clients, when they pay you, you've turned to their slave. So don't just be so much in a hurry to just collect money. No. You have to understand that there's a process in even understanding clients. It's called profiling. You must profile that client well. Profile, but don't be in a hurry. It's a process. It's a process. So you have to ensure that you profile that client with the different parameters that you have set in your business already. Okay. Now, personalized services. When you have a business process, you can now be flexible with the way you attend and manage your clients. So if your client is saying, oh, the proposal that you sent, we noticed you did this. Can we do it this way? Don't say, no, that's how we do it. So, no, we can't change it. No. That process has helped that client to see that, okay, this is what you can do, but I want it in a different way. Maybe this one that I have been doing is what you do for everybody. I want my own to be different. I want my own to be unique. Don't say, well, sorry, we can't change anything. No. Having a business process helps you to know how to, personalize your service to your clients, because the process that you take client A through is the same actually, but the way they respond to you, their requests and other things involved are not the same. So you must stay flexible with how you respond. Okay, you can't treat two clients the same way. They're not the same. Even if they're even doing the same event, maybe client A comes for a wedding and it's the same location, is maybe even the same name, does not mean that it's the same with client B. They might have, different temperaments. They might have different tastes. They might have different cravings or different, things that just make them feel on top of the world. I don't want to say, oh no, sorry, we cannot do it, or we cannot do. No, you have to be flexible and ensure that you're personalizing your services. That's actually one of the reasons why you should have an event business process. Okay. So what other reasons or what other advantages or importance would you say we can enjoy from having a business process? Does anybody want to tell us? Or if you have a business process right now, what have you enjoyed from it? What have you noticed? What have you learned from the processes you put in place in your business? Does anybody want to share? Does anybody want to share? Does anybody want to share, please? Anybody? Nobody's talking. Oh, are we together? What's happening? Okay, I was asking a question that if you have a business process, is there anything you'd like to share about what you've enjoyed from the process? Like, what are the things that you've enjoyed? Like, what have you noticed that your business process have helped you to do or achieve better? Nobody. Hmm. Yo, no problem. Oh. All right. So challenges that come with following peace of mind. Okay, yeah, someone said peace of mind finally. So challenges that come with following. Oh, please pardon my typo there. I did not even notice. Challenges that come with following through a business process, right? Now, number one, fear of losing clients. That one is very common. Fear of losing clients. Very, very, very common, right? So, guys, please, I need you to hold on for me a bit. I want to quickly edit this. Never can tell who will see this. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so challenges that come with following through a business. So fear of losing clients. That one is the major one. We're always afraid of losing clients. Someone comes and says, oh, how much do you do this? And then because you don't want that person to go, right? Seamless coordination. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Dorcas. So now, let's say you have a client, okay, that comes and says, oh, how much is so, 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 and so? And okay, so let me give you a typical example. Today, this morning, we had a request for ushers, right, for a coronation event. And clients are like, oh, okay, is this morning? Oh, we want you to get ready this morning. And the person that referred me to the client said, make sure that they pay you before you go anywhere. I was like, yeah, before I call, that they will pay now. So the woman was like, so how much is your usher? That I told her, it's on the high side, though. Because I was afraid of losing the client, I was like, okay, ma, I'll give you a different reason. This and this, but in my mind, I was like, this person doesn't even feel like my ideal client safe. Because when she was even behaving, say, I'm like, you have something this morning and you cannot pay this amount. Okay, oh, definitely. I cannot go more than what I'm going for you. Because at the end of the day, if this morning you're just looking for ushers and you're not ready to pay, I cannot even be sure of what will happen when they finally come. So let me just forget about it. And at the end of the day, after I told her my price, she did not respond again. And the person that referred me told me that, that she had been looking for cheaper options and all that. Well, I wished her all the best, and that was the end of it. So sometimes you might feel like this client looks like the kind of people I'm looking for. I mean, coronation, who knows to work at a coronation now? But at the end of the day, if the best person does not fit into your ideal client, please don't stress. Let the person go. But there's always that fear of, I don't want to lose the client. But at the end of the day, fear of losing clients will still end up making them lose you. So just let them go at the right time. They'll see cheaper before. So number two, impatience. impatience, maybe on the part of the clients. No, I don't have time for this. So I can't fill a form. Oh, I can't do this. So what is all this? Which one is mail? Which one is it? Send it to WhatsApp. They are not ready to even go through any process at all. And because you two, you're just like, okay, hey, okay. You two, you respond. And you two, you forget that you have a process. But no matter how impatient a client is, please go through your process, because at the end of the day, they also come back and say, but you didn't tell us, you didn't ask us now. You didn't ask us now, because you did not actually ask. You did not ask the questions you should have asked, right? In that consultation stage, you were also following with their impatience, and you did not ask. So when everything that happened, they are putting the blame on you for not following your process. So impatience should not even make you to feel like you should not follow your process. Is that okay? Desperation. Hey, this one, desperation. Oh my Lord. You just want to get that job by all means. By all means. You don't even care what it will cost you. As long as you're the one that gets that job, even if they pay 5 naira, you must get that job. Oh, you're so desperate. Even before they ask for account number, you have sent account number. Because I don't even ask for an account number. You are the one that said, my account number, send the money now. No. Before they send that money, after sign the contract, after giving you all the information that they should give you, they said that you are going to Ogun State for a job. Do you know where in Ogun State? Do you know if it is in Ilese? Or do you know, or is it in Abeokuta? You don't even know. You just feel, they told me Ogun State, Ogun State is not far now. You don't even know the part of Ogun State. And you've charged them already. You didn't even do your findings of, okay, where is the place? How much will it take me to get to the place? You've not even done any information, nothing. You've not done any inspection. You sent bill already. They didn't sign contracts. They didn't have any meeting with you. Nothing. You sent codes. You've done, no, please, don't be caught in that web of desperation. Because at the end of the day, after they see your desperation, they will end up patronizing you. But they will now show you, maybe you want to collect money. That's when you now start hearing, so you have to go to this also. Tomorrow, you have to be asking, no, we didn't charge for it. Did you ask? Did you see anything? You didn't mention that. Can you see? So please don't be desperate. I know you want the job. I know you've not worked in a while. I know that, there are so many things that are, bringing up that desperation, but please go through your process. Go through your process. It's truly worth it when you go through your process. It's truly, truly worth it. Is that okay? I hope people are doing screenshots. So please do screenshots of me as I'm talking. I can't even get to record myself. Please help me. I beg. Have mercy. Can do screenshots. Just do, do screenshots of those online. Just do as many screenshots as you can, so that at least we have something going on here. Thank you. So number 4, lack of standards. You don't have standards. You don't have any form of standards. You just do anything that comes. Anyone that comes, you're the one there. They bring 2,000, you're the one. They bring 5,000, you're the one. They bring 10 million, you're the one. You don't have any standard. Nothing. No standard at all. So if you don't have standard, how do you want to follow through with the process? You cannot have a process if you don't have standards. That's the funny thing. If you don't have standards, there's no way a process will even mean anything to you, because you're like, well, let's just collect the money and do the job. Standard money. So you have to ensure that you work on having standards. Have standards that define your brand. Very important. Then competition. That competition part. You don't want your competitor to even know anything that you are doing. You don't want, and then because of that, a client comes, you even badmouth your competitors because you just want to be the good person in front of that client. It's not good. It's not good. And because of that, you don't even want that client to even maybe know what you are doing. They ask you questions like, no, don't worry. We're the ones that can do everything. They tell you, recommend someone. No, don't worry, we'll handle everything. We'll handle everything. There's no big deal. Just follow through the process. Let them know what it entails to hire you. Let them know what it entails to hire other people that would work with you. Or maybe somebody even comes from the client, but because you don't want that person to work with you, or you're not ready to work with anybody. No, I don't know anything about the vendor. I don't know anything about that person. No, they tell you, okay, send the contract that you sent to all the vendors. No, please. I can't send any contract to anybody. Am I the one that hired person? What was that with the person? Those kind of things that happen because you feel that person is a threat to you, because person is your competitor. it should not be. Follow through your process. It doesn't hurt. As long as your process is properly, followed, whatever wants to happen, the risk of anything going wrong will be reduced. Even if the competitor is out there to look for trouble or anything, the risk will be reduced because you follow through your process and you know where to, pick out things that might affect your brand. It will help you to even identify if that person is even a sincere person or not. So just follow through your process. There's really no big deal about that. Then economic crisis. So, this economy issue, people are like, please, let me just do something. Well, any client that comes now, let's leave that form. No, please, I don't form. No, let them just pay. Let me just do the work. So the economy is, making you to just forget that you actually have a process. You feel, me that don't eat it is money. Is it form that I will eat? Let them just come and give me work. I'm not giving form. I don't even need to see them. Let them just pay to my accounts. Let me just use the money now to quickly sort one bill. You don't even know what the job is about. But because of the economy, because of the things you need to solve, because of the, the situation maybe around you, you just want to get the job, and just move on without even knowing what it's about, okay? So it's important that you don't just ditch your business processes because of the economy. Still follow through. Yes, things might be hard and all that, but still follow through with your process. So at the end of the day, you feel fulfilled what you're doing. Then pity and sentiment. You see this one? One auntie or one uncle just say, your sister wants to get married, though. And I'm the only one. You know I'm the only one. I'm the one paying for everything. What can you do for us? Just help us. It's your sister, oh. It's your sister, oh. It's your sister. She's the one that wants to do this one. You should not say, hey, Auntie Nkechi, I understand you. This is not, what do I, okay, don't worry. That decoration, I will do it. Don't worry, don't pay, I will do it. Hey, God, though. She should not do what? Even you know that money, even if it's half she pays, it's still something. But because of that pity, that way she has come to you, sentiment, everything, you're like, don't worry. All the vendors from you, don't worry. They don't need to sign contracts. Hey, God, I beg you. God, I beg. Don't worry. I don't need to send invoice. Is it not you? No need for invoice now. No need for invoice. Your best friend gives you a job. You won't send invoice because you feel like, no big deal. No issues now. Or somebody just calls me one cock and bull story that makes you feel like there's no need to do what you should do. Or they feel like they're doing you a favor. And you are just jumping at it and you say, okay, you see, you are now sending invoice to no, I can't send invoice now. But you know that if you send that invoice, it will help you to know how much has come in, right? If you send that contract, it will help you to know if that person, can actually deliver as promised, even if the person is a family, but at least just do it right so that there's record. So even if you want your staff to work on something, they can see all the records. You're not teaching them how to just do things, and you're teaching them the right way to do, to manage your business. So yes, I understand all those, especially here, in Nigeria, Africa generally, where we just feel like all those things affect how we should do business. It affects our professionalism and all that. We need to actually work on these things and ensure that we still follow through with our processes. Then familiarity too, familiarity. You're just so familiar with the person, you feel the person should not go through a process. Yes, I understand all those things, but can you at least let them understand the process? So that way they can value your work better. Let them understand the process. So maybe an auntie says, oh, we need so and so. Let them know that, oh, before they can even get it, please, man, these are the things that we need to do. These are things we need to sort out. Let them know, even if they will not really follow through 100%, but let them know, let them be aware of what happens in your business so that when I tell other people about you, they're telling them in the professional way. Some people don't even remember. They just say, she's my cousin now. She did it for me for free. She did it for me for free. And they're wondering why you charge them 2 million. She did it for me for free. She told me 2 million. I 2 million, don't worry. I'll talk to her. She's my cousin. 2 million for what? Don't worry. She would do it for you for 100,000. Why? But when you tell them, auntie, this thing I'm doing for you, this is actually what I do. this is how I do it, or this is the way I, take my customers, my clients through this journey. It's because it's you. I'm just saying, okay, this form I'll fill it for you, or this one, maybe I'll look for how to source it for you. But this is actually what we do. Let them understand the process, so that when they even tell other people, that my cousin, hey, she's very strict with her work. So if you're going to go to her, tell her you're from me, but she will take you through her process. That they would tell other people how you actually do your business. They won't tell other people that, because they are your cousin, or they're your friends, they're your family, you should just take anything that comes. No. So familiarity should not put you off balance to do your business right. Is that okay? Then financial pressure. That one too is there. You need to sort a bill right now, and somebody is coming, and because of that financial pressure, you just want to take that job. Whereas it might even be a scammer. Honestly, it might be a scammer. So you really need to be careful of just jumping at opportunity. You really need to be very, very careful. Okay, so you need to do your due diligence well, ensure that that person is truly a sincere and a legit client before you go ahead to commit yourself. So financial pressure, of course, because it's part of the economic crisis and all that, but it's something that also makes people to just lose themselves in their business processes, because they just want to get that money to sort that quick issue, to pay that debt and all of that. And then non-financial expectations like visibility. Don't worry, if you give me this, I will put you on my page, I will advertise your business, I will give you free PR, I will do this and that. Yes, they are good, but it should not make you to lose your processes. I remember when I had to request for partnership from a brand. I mean, this person is actually someone I'm very familiar with, and he was like, sis, I have to send you our contract. I have to send you. I mean, I was going to say, well, don't worry, we'll have your this here. We'll have that. I understand all of that, but we have a process. And he had to send me, like a contract, their terms and conditions for partnership. I can't be offended with that, because that is this process. If his staff has to handle that situation, that's what he expects his staff to do. And he doesn't want to teach the staff that, because this person is like a sister to him, so that's why you should just do things anyhow. There has to be a process. I was going to offer, maybe like PR, offer, this and that, but there is a process. There is a process. So it's important that you let that person know that, okay, yes, we appreciate what you're offering us. It's okay, we're good with it, but this is actually how it works for us. And if the person is okay with it, fine. If the person is not okay with it, it's okay. There's no offense, no hard feelings. You don't have to feel offended that, so even if I want to offer you, you still send me letter, you still send me this one. No, now. You should at least, appreciate that person's process, respect the processes involved, in building a brand. It's very important. Are we together? So I guess this is the last slide now. So you can please ask your questions. Ask your questions. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Do you have questions? So this is the time where you get to ask your questions, okay? Let me see if I can. Do I have messages? Let me see. So let me read your chat. I think I have quite a number of. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope it was worth your time. We're not through yet. So yes, Adeshola, please ask your question, please. Do you want to unmute and ask your question, or do you want to? Okay, Vacha, do you want to unmute? Okay, maybe I should allow you unmute, right? So let me stop sharing. I'll still come back to my slides because I actually have some things to still talk about. So let me just go out there and then unmute. Okay, so you can go ahead. So yes, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, welcome.
So my question is really based on so clients who, okay, like you said, we've done the familiarity kind of business. We haven't signed any agreements or blah blah blah. But if client has committed about 80% of the fee for the job, but it's totally unresponsive, not not sending any information. You call, oh, I'm busy, I need to do this, I'll call you back. And you have limited time. There's a part of you that wants to just shut down and leave them to respond whenever they want to respond, or just be there. So my question is, how do you deal with clients who are not responsive? They're not, I mean, you have a timeline you're working with, but
Okay.
it's as if they just want to do it at their own time, when they have time. That's just it. But I mean, you're working with a timeline, you have other things you need to attend to, but here's this client that is not even giving in up until pictures for e-invites, they will not release anything. I don't know if it's that they don't have it or they're not, I really don't know how to deal with, this kind of people, especially when you are angry, but because they're your clients, you have to be like this and like that. I don't know.
Okay, so I understand your question. And what I would say is for clients like that, if it's possible to put a call through to them and just let them know that, oh, sir or ma, we notice that you've not really been responding. Maybe first of all, ask, if there's any challenges or any issues. You might actually be shocked that maybe they're even going through something. So for people like that, maybe they might prefer to jump on the call, so you can ask them maybe when they're actually available and schedule the call with their time. That's one way. Another way is you can request for them to give you maybe someone that they know that can be their, correspondent, someone that you can be, communicating with when they're not available. So when they're not available, you have someone that can say, oh, please let me tell Mr. So that this, or let me tell Mr. So. So, but when you don't have somebody that is an intermediary between you and that kind of client, that's when it can be really frustrating. I have clients like that, and luckily for me, I'll just have maybe like their PA or their sister, their, maybe a staff that will be communicating with me that Oga said this, so Mr. Kiniko said this, and okay, and we'll send the message through that person. So you might want to request for someone that can be available to you, right, to answer questions, to send messages, or to tell the person and all that, or just request for when they are actually available and schedule the calls or conversations with them. And it might just be that they don't even like chats. They might prefer to, to just put a call through than chat. So you have to understand what works for them and then tweak your own, processes to what works for them, because they are the clients anyway. They are the ones that will still pay, or maybe they won't pay. So you have to tweak your processes. That's where you have personalized services. So you have to tweak, your own processes to work for them, so you can get the best out of that work relationship. So does that help? Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Is that Tesala? Okay, Tesala.
Yes, it is.
Good to have you here. Okay, so somebody else said she has a question. Okay, so I think somebody else said, okay, next question. Yes. Oh, thank you, Osworthy. Thank you for that. Okay, so yes, Temperance, do you want to unmute or do you want to type it?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so my question is kind of like related to I don't know, catering, because I do catering. So okay, let me put it generally. So when a client makes a decision about, a particular thing that he wants, and then on the day of the event, the client changes it to something else, but you've already gotten the first decision that the clients went for. You've already executed that, and then on the day of the event, the client changes it to something else and insists that that is what he wants, or else there will be war. How do you go about that? That's my question.
Okay, so what I'll say is what was in your agreement? Because sometimes what that client is asking for might be unreasonable and might be almost impossible if it's on the day, like on that day. So it now depends on what was in your agreement. If you had an agreement with that kind of client and you've already agreed to certain things, and you've told the client that whatever is outside this agreement, cannot be done, and the person still insists that you should do it, then you have to apply wisdom there, because if the person is still owing you money, the person can decide not to pay. Do you understand? If the person is still, holding on to something that should come to you, the person can actually say, oh, they're not paying you because of that. So what I would say is this: wisdom. If it's doable, let the person know. Communication is very important in business. If it's doable, sir, ma, we hear you, we hear your request, but at this time, we can't afford to do this. We can't afford to go with this plan, because we've actually been working on the previous plan that you've discussed with us. But especially if you are sure that you've actually done your part well, you've asked all the questions well, you've gotten all the information right, and it's not like you were the one that made the mistake, that they were now, if you're the one that did not make that mistake, right? If you were the one that you're really sure you did not make that mistake, and they are now coming to request for something that was not in the plan originally, then you want to revisit that issue and let them know what is doable. If it's not doable, just let them know it's not doable, because it was not in your, in the plan. That's why you should have documents. That's why you should have proof of what you've discussed with clients. So if you send an invoice and you actually put every single thing that they are getting in that invoice, you can just go back to say, sir, this is what we discussed. It was not part of what we discussed. We discussed this and this and this and this. But now that you're coming with this, at this time, it's not doable. But if it's doable, then okay, we will look into it. But don't say you will look into it and then you now know. But when you say you will look into it, you are trying to tell the client that it's doable. So let the client know where you stand at that moment. Let the client know where you stand at that moment. At that moment, whatever comes from it is what you have to go with, because if the client is insisting and that was not what you discussed with the client, then let the client know at that moment. Okay, so let me give you an example. I'm working on a project and we were planning for a particular number of guests, and we've done everything for the number of guests. Now today, they wanted to add like extra 60 guests. We had sent out, invitations, we had printed all manner of things, and now you're telling me you want to add about 60 guests. How do I do it? Like, we've spent money to sort things. So I told the clients, I'm sorry, as much as to collect the money is good, but I cannot promise that we can add that 60 guests means we're going to increase like practically everything that we have paid for, that we have sorted out already. We have to go back to the budget again. I'm like, ma, I'm sorry. This is the number of guests we agreed on. Extra 60 guests, I'm sorry, we cannot. It cannot work. Because we did not agree that on the last minute you're going to add more. It can't work. They need to understand that these things they're not done by machines. They're done by human beings, and you must communicate. Don't hold yourself back to say, I'm not, don't let me talk. No, let the client know. Let the client know. There's a difference between being confident and being rude or being unprofessional. Let the client know, sir, we need to please discuss. This thing you mentioned is affecting our delivery, and unfortunately, this is not how we plan. This is not what we discussed. We can't meet up with this new request. That's why, please have your contract, have your agreement, have your invoice properly detailed. Don't say maybe 1 liter of rice. What is rice? Let it be there, like 1 liter. So put the information of delivery. Let every single information be there, so that when there's any issue, you can go back to that documentation to remind the client and say, this is actually the information that we agreed on, and that is it. So it's about communication, and how you communicate it really matters a lot. A lot of wisdom will be needed, so that you're not also sounding rude or professional. At the same time, you're not making the client feel like they cannot be. You just have to use it. You have to balance the wisdom and the, professionalism there, to ensure that it's a win-win. The client does not feel offended. At the same time, you're also not feeling like, why didn't you just do? You don't feel guilty, so you have to balance that. So I hope that helped anyway. I hope that really helps.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome. So any other question? Any other question, please? Do I have any other
Okay, good
question?
evening. I'm sorry, I had to jump out of the class. I don't know if this question has been asked, but let me just ask all the same.
Okay.
So you have some of all these clients, especially those people that really pay money. They don't like to talk. Okay, in the beginning, they'll say, no, don't charge me high. Please, I don't want to kiniko. You say, okay. Then they'll say, okay, so like work it out, get back to me. They'll pay you your whatever fee it is you collect at the very beginning, maybe consultation or anything. Like just start work. So that one is the ginger to go. And then when you start, you now bring the first. Of course, we know most times clients don't ever agree to the very first budget we present. But they will come to them, tell them the value attached. That is not the cost though, is value. And then they see it, they agree with it. But they just come back and then they're saying, this one, I'm not spending money. Let everything not be more than 10 million naira, 10 million naira. You now say, okay, you're not gonna walk around that 10 million naira just because it's them. They say, okay, this decorator, you said 1.5. What exactly do you want to do? You now explain. You now say, no, can't you find something with something like this? You're not going to look for whatever it is they want. They will now agree. The decorator, you need to, of course, with ginger. You're not going to get the decorator. The decorator will say, that thing is 5 million that will deliver it to. With the annoyance of, after doing all this work, if people put me to distress, you now send them the 5 million naira bill. Pay, oh, yeah. They will now say, oh, yeah, I like it. It's okay. Just for acting. Shebi said that everything should not pass 10 million naira. But now the decoration is now 5 million naira. I would not be feeling cheated because I've already charged you on the bill of don't let this thing be more than. So maybe I cut out 10% and say, okay, all my own money, 500k, because it cannot pass 5 million. Or maybe 800k plus, can you go maybe 1 million plus, Russia plus, security plus. At the end of the day, ordinary decoration, they will collect the weight, 5 million. They will tell you security. You give them 40k, big money. They'll say, no problem. Go ahead. And at that time, you've already shot yourself in the leg. How do we mitigate against these people? Because I understand they know your customer, but sometimes these people are just unreadable. Meanwhile, there are some people that you actually think they will pay, and then you go all out. And then by the time they come back, they will slash the budget in a way that even you'll be very angry. That what's all this? They will pay you your own money. Any amount you call, they will pay. But by the time they come back with all the backlog, they slash everything and they destroy. So these two people, how do you deal with them? Thank you.
What a question. So the thing is, sometimes, all these things are very unpredictable, right? They're not things that you can really predict, but to be honest, just keep your mind open. That's number one. Number two, be clear on what you want to get from that job. So whether they are slashing or they are not slashing, at least it should not affect your own payment, at least for the job that you would do. So I understand the fact that, there's some people that you feel like, oh, this person will be able to pay. And by the time you charge the person, you're like, no, we can't pay. Like you even feel disappointed, like, after all your packaging and everything, you mean you cannot pay this amount, So for people like that, you have a choice to either let them go or to leverage their packaging and just do the job like that. I know that at least they didn't pay me well, but on that day, everything will be looking premium and all that. Let me just enjoy that premium life and collect this shikini money. You have a choice. For the other side of people that maybe they don't really want to pay for your service, but they're not paying so much on other services, that's priority issues. That's what is important to them. Just like some people would rather pay 10 million for a band and pay 2 million or 1 million for decor. It's priority. So you must, from profiling, understand what they've been talking about. Like I have a client right now. Imagine us having a whole budget of catering and all this live band that is on their mind. Let's quickly pay the live band. Like live band, like of all things to pay. Do you understand? So it's priority issues. That's what is important to them. Is the music. That music. What decoration? I'm not just let me have good music. Priority. So once you understand this kind of client, I know that okay, this is what is important to them. Just flow with how they are discussed. Just flow and see how to create opportunities from their requests. So how do I explain it? Now, the decoration that you talked about, right? they want to pay, they're paying like 5 million for decoration. Okay, it's fine. If you are the one that even recommended that decorator, good for you. You can tell the decorator that, with this money that I've made for you, maybe finder's fee or whatever, if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, just use the decoration to booga on your page, right? Decorator, please get good content person that will take pictures. Enter the decoration on that day and take pictures. Create content. Use that decoration for your own good, so that at the end of the day, you have content from that premium decoration. They're not really paying you what you wanted, but as the content from that premium service would help you for a long time to build, like a premium perception, and help you attract more premium clients that would think that, oh, wow, this your event was nice. They won't know that it was decorator that packaged everything that make it look like that. They'll feel like they're the one that got it and did everything. So you have a choice. You have a choice. You can decide to, like, enjoy the part that they are trying to get the best of and take what they are offering you, or tell them, well, this amount is not working for me. I mean, you can't spend so much on so amount, and I'm getting peanuts, and you can decide to let them go or decline the job. Or you take up the job and just enjoy the moments from the parts that look really, really, big and premium and all that. And also prayers. Ask God for direction. Ask God to help you. So wisdom, is very important. All right. You might even be the one to change their mind and, educate them the right way to say, sir, or ma, this decor, yes, it's good and all that, but we can actually, work on this decor. We can work on other areas, so that the decor is not only the one that is looking so good. Other areas too can fit into the decor, so there's a way you can talk about it that they won't feel like it's just the decor they are paying so much for, and then you see a waiter in the decor wearing a brownish white shirt, then that packaging is gone, because at the end of the day, that decor is not even going to make sense. If you are taking a picture and one waiter is passing and the trouser is looking faded, or or maybe something is happening that's not looking nice, so you have to balance everything. And of course, wisdom. There are very unpredictable situations, to be honest. There's really no right answer, but there are ways that you can work around it. The worst case is to decline the job if you just feel like you don't feel fulfilled about it, or you don't feel valuable, about it. Then you can just decline and just let it go, or just enjoy the moment. So it's your choice. Did that help? Did that help in any way?
Yes, it did.
Oh my goodness. Did that help?
Yes, so I'll carry content creators to their event and I'll sell the event. It will be more than normal. Thank you.
So it helped, Abby.
Please, I have another question.
Yes, it did.
Did it help? Did it actually help? Did that answer help?
Yes, it did. Can you hear us? I can hear you. I'm not sure I can
Yes,
hear
at
us.
some point I think I lost everyone.
Oh, okay. Somebody else has another question.
Yes.
I have another
please go ahead.
question.
Yes,
so
please.
also I wanted to ask, so for a client who how do I put it? A client who says, oh, I have so and so vendor, I have this vendor, I want to do this, I want to do that. What do you do?
Yeah.
Because it appears that, okay, they tell you, oh, we have a budget of so XYZ for catering, but I want to handle it. I have this vendor, I want to use her. My sister-in-law brought a vendor, I want to use them. This, because the client just has a vendor here and there. Then again, comes to say, oh, you know what, just get me quotes and then let me compare. And then, you sourcing for vendors for them also. These vendors are also thinking and, anticipating that they actually use them. And you don't want to offend anybody by or putting anybody's hopes high, like, okay, give me your quote and this one. And person is waiting for feedback, calling you, how far has the client responded? And the client knows in her mind that she just wants to compare prices. You understand? How do you deal with this kind of people? Do you just let them do their vendors thing and bring all their vendors? And again, I'm also like, okay, why would I want to draw up a contract for their own vendors because they know it's their vendors anyway.
Mm.
So if anything goes wrong, but you know the way clients are, whether it's your vendor or their vendor, it's your fault that everything went wrong.
Mm.
So how do you deal with this kind of people? Because the most part is you've collected a quote from decorator, and decorator is calling you every 5 minutes. What's up? How far? How do you deal with this kind of people? In fact, these people, the headache they give you is actually
Okay.
more than the money they are paying you.
Yeah, yeah. So, you want me to, you shall want me to spill. So the thing is, let me tell you what I do, because I don't know if that will help, but let me tell you what I do. This is what I do. I don't get quotes when the client needs quotes. I source for quotes random anytime. Anytime I just get quotes, I just have it somewhere. So I already know that, okay, on the average, this is how much a plate of food is, or this is how much this and this is. So when clients come and they tell me, oh, can you get quotes and all, do you understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I already know how much that quote is likely to be. So I will form the quotes and send to them. And I'll just make sure that the person that I end up wanting to work with is one that I have the original quote. So when they now say, oh, okay, why are these ones like, so I think they're expensive now, things are expensive. So that, I mean, you get, at the end of the day, when they now choose the particular quote that they want, then you now get the vendor that works for that quote. Does that make sense? Now, the other way to go about it is collect the quotes from different real vendors and let them know that, please, I'm just collecting your quotes. The job is not confirmed yet. Please, don't start preparing anything. No, don't start doing anything because once you just get quote like this, they start going. Some people start going. That's part of desperation. Some people start going up and down. I started buying disposable plates. Oh, I started buying. Who sent you? So you let them know, please. This is just quotes. I've not confirmed the job yet. Please just hold on to hear from me, about the job. If it's confirmed, I'll definitely come back to you. And once it's confirmed, please go back to the vendor to say, okay, it's confirmed. If it's not confirmed, let the vendor know that, okay, sorry, this didn't work out this time. We look forward to working with you another time. Make sure you close the conversation. Don't leave the conversation open. And if the client insists that they want 3-4 quotes, no problem. No problem. Get the quote for them. But if you feel that it's going to be a lot of stress, if you already have, someone like me, if I already have like ideas of what quotes are, and it works for me, I will not like, because I already have an idea of what quotes, are from different vendors. So the one I'm not really sure, I can just ask someone that I know that I'm close to that, okay, how much do you think so and so is at this time? And I'll just, once I get the price, right, I just use that to come up with my own quotes. And then once the client approves a particular price, is that price that they approve that help me know the vendor I want to go and call. So for example, if they say a plate of food is 6,000 naira or 8,000 naira, and I say, okay, quote A, 6,000 naira, quote B, 7,000 naira, quote C, 8,000 naira, and this does not include service charge and blah, 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 blah. And client says, it's the 7,000 naira one that we want. No problem. Now I will look the vendor that I have different vendors on my list, and I ask them how much is the food, how much is the food. I know that the vendors I have are professional vendors. The one that the 7,000 naira works for is the one that I will present to kind of, okay, you're 7,000 naira. Okay, the vendor has agreed to the 7,000 naira, and you bring that vendor on board. But if it's their own vendor, let them sort out their vendor by themselves. The only clause I would say is put it in your contract that vendors that are not properly handed over to you would not be managed by you, and you will not be, responsible for anything that goes wrong with such a vendor. So if they're coming up with their own vendors, let that vendor be properly handed over to you, everything about the vendor, everything you need to know about that vendor, and put it in your contract there. Let them know that if that vendor is not handed over to you and anything goes wrong with that vendor, you are not responsible for it. It's as simple, simple as ABC. You're not responsible for it. That is it. But if the vendor too is also forming, is the client that called me, I don't know, then leave the vendor. Let the vendor do whatever they want to do. Do your own work and just, maintain that professional discussion. Okay, what do you need anything? What do you need? If anything happens, it's not your problem. The only problem with issues like that is, at the end of the day, is the event planner. event planner, is it not the event planner? Is it not the event planner? Even the one that is not your fault, they say event planner. So make sure that your contract covers you in such instances, right? Make sure that your contract covers. And if you're going to use my style of getting quotes, please make sure that you are sure of what you are presenting. Don't just form it in your head. Have it like ready. Maybe the day that you're not really busy, just use the opportunity to just reach out to people and just ask, how much are you even doing small chop self? I just want to know in case so anything can come up. You won't say like as if you have a job. So it's how you even tell the vendor to that matters. If I'm telling the vendor that something is coming up or a client needs your coat, they expect some. When you say how much is your cake now, Seth? I just want to know when anything comes about that, I'll be able to recommend you and present your price. So that person already is not really expectant. The person just feels like, okay, at least she has my price. So when she calls me, I know that there's work, that kind of thing. So that's basically what I do. I don't ask for quotes with the expectation that the job is coming. I just ask for quotes for asking sake, and in case something comes up, at least I know I already have that quote. So when the client approves such a quote, it's easy to say, that quote I was asking you that day, a client approved it, so you'll be working with us, so that way it's more honorable, and the person is even more, satisfied that, okay, it's not like I was desperate, I was calling, I was disturbing, I was, things like that. So that's what I would say. And if the client is still feeling, adamant or whatever about it, communicate with your clients. Sir, ma, I'm the planner. Can you please give me the free will to, recommend able hands that I work? Can you hear me? What's going on? Can you hear me? I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure. It just logged off.
I think the network.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm here, guys.
Welcome
I don't
back.
know what just went off. Yeah, I just went off for a few seconds. I don't know. It just took me off. Maybe I should make somebody a post. Anyway, I'm almost through with I just have a few things to do with my slides, and I'm out of your face.
Okay, well,
Okay.
let's ask a question. No, that side you use, I know, and I use it sometimes, but decorator, I can never get that right to the decorator. Because no two halls will be the same, no design will be the same, sort of. So you always have to look for them, and they're the ones that like worry the most. So how do we go about them?
So yeah, just ask. Like I said, have your people that you can ask and use that as your standard. So for example, if you have a job that maybe it's a 500 guest event, is a hall, and what they're asking for, just okay. So let me give a typical example. I had a job in June, and they asked for a quote for decoration, and I did the breakdown of the of the package myself. You understand? And I attached the price to it, that I know that will be worth that amount. Maybe because I don't know. I think it's some kind of level of wisdom. I can't explain, to be honest, but that is it. So now I sent that particular breakdown to the decorator that I had in mind to use for that event. And I said, this is our breakdown. This is our budget. Can you do it? Simple. Yes or no. Okay. Sis, yes, this is doable. The price is okay. Bam. And that was it. And the client said, okay, we are good with it. So maybe I don't know how me I'll be doing it though, but it works for me. But if it doesn't work for you, which I don't expect it to, all the time, but you can actually ask people and say, okay, for 500 guest event with this and this and these details, please, how much would you charge? Have like 2-3 people's packages like on standby. Do you get? I even did it again like 2 days ago. I had one decorator's package somewhere. And I just went through that. I said, okay, she wrote here that for 700 guests, so and so. And I just put the amount there for the client. When I asked her, I should like, I see, yes, you are right. Do you understand? I don't know how it works, but it works for me, Sha. So you can just ask real time. If you feel like it doesn't work for you, just ask real time. But make sure that you're not promising anything. Let it be open that I'm not promising, I'm just asking for your code because the client asked. If it comes true, I'll be back. If it doesn't come true, please, no hard feelings. Don't start feeling like, she got my code since now. So did not hear from her. Maybe she has given somebody no hard feelings. It's business. If business comes, if it does not come, you understand? So no hard feelings at all. One more question. We need to finish up the slides. Any other question? Any other question, please? Okay, no other question. I take that silence as no other question. Okay, so now the Professional Event Managers Workshop 5.0 holds in September, and I just want to use the opportunity to invite you specially to that workshop. So some of you here might have never heard about it before, but this is an opportunity for you to hear about the workshop, and plan to attend if it's something that you would love to attend. But I mean, it's really worth it. This is the 3rd physical edition. We started the physical edition in 2022, and it has been amazing. Great feedback, back to back, and people have been getting lots of value. So I just thought, okay, let me use the opportunity to just talk about it again. For those of you that maybe you've not seen my status, you've not followed me on Instagram, you've not seen it anywhere, let me just mention that, okay, we're having the workshop in September, and that's actually the beginning of another cohort, another, group for the event managers community. Because once you attend the workshop, rather, you are a member of the community, and that's actually what birthed this coaching call that we are actually having. So in the community, we have coaching calls on the 12th of every month, because the last one was September 12th. So it means that when we have this on September 10th, the coaching calls will now be on the 10th of every month. So if you want to continue to learn, be a part of the community, collaborate, network, this is the opportunity to actually get to join the community. Once you join, once you attend the workshop, then you have access to the community for a whole year, where you learn, where you can access me, get me to mentor you and all of that. So I just wanted to mention that this is another opportunity to be a part of the event managers community, learn, network, just be a part of it. And this year we're talking about collaborate. We're going to be having, speakers who have global exposure. We're going to be having some interesting conversations, because I've kind of gotten some feedback about collaborations that are not so good. So we're going to be dealing with some of these things in this workshop. And of course, it's a hybrid event, so that those of us who are outside Nigeria can connect and learn as well. We're even going to be having a speaker from the US. So please, this is something you don't want to miss, okay? So the link to get more information and register is right here on your screen, effectivethought.com/EMW5. That's Event Managers Workshop 5, EMW5. So go to your browser right now, read through it, and see if this is something that you love to, to attend. Just read through the information there and decide to attend. If it's not something you want, feel free to invite someone. Okay, share the link with someone that you think can benefit from it. But trust me, this is a workshop that will help you, because we focus majorly on event managers. All right. Yes, I'll post the link. Yes, thank you. So we focus majorly on event managers, right? But we also are event managers who would like to learn about event management, because this helps them to make better decisions and collaborate better, work with people better in their own fields, maybe like the engagers, caterers. You are all welcome, because once you understand what event management is about, you realize that you're actually better in your own field while you're managing other people, because now you know what we go through, you know the challenges that we face, and it just helps you to appreciate our work better. So when an event manager is telling an engager, you have 2 more minutes, they don't say, what's all this event manager? It's those people that don't have connections or interactions with event managers, that don't understand what it is to be time conscious when they are doing their lager work and all those things. So please, you want to be a part of this, this is really like a theme that is so important to every one of us. Collaborations. Imagine that you're anywhere in the world. You can collaborate with people anywhere in the world, because you understand the principles of collaboration, you understand the terms, the conditions, and it helps you to just make money from anywhere you are all over the world. I mean, collaboration is amazing. I'm a product of collaboration. I've collaborated a lot with a lot of people from different parts of the world, I tell you, and it's amazing because I can make more money beyond my own events management business. I can make money through other people because I'm collaborating with them. They're bringing me on board to co-plan. They're bringing me on board to offer a particular service. Actually, now that I do live streaming, we collaborate a lot with event planners. They are somewhere in one country. They want people in Nigeria to watch it. So we connect, it's a lot. It's just a beautiful thing. So this thing is super important. Please do not miss it. Please. If you can't come physically, it's going to be holding in Ibadan, Nigeria. If you can't come physically, you can join us online. All the information are on the website there, and you have a form to fill. Just fill the form. Fill the form the way it will work for you, and click a payment plan. You can pay a deposit. You don't have to pay the full payment. We have about 2 months to go. So you can pay a deposit and then have your balance paid before the event. You still have about 6 weeks to put the money together. So if you're a member of the community already, you get to pay 70,000 naira only. And then if you're an alumni, yes, members and alumni, you pay the same amount. And if you're a non-member, you're joining us this year, then you pay 85,000 naira. Registration starts in August. So please don't get to that point of paying it. You pay 100,000. So we can plan well. We have things to put together. If you don't pay on time, we can't plan. Okay, and we can't even get you things, okay, and it's not even about your money. I mean, I'm saving for it anyway. So you still have to ensure that you pay so that you can get the best of the experience, get all the things that should come to you, get your access on time and all those things, get your seat secured and all that. So please, be a part of it. Support us if you want to support us. Partner with us if you have something to partner with us about. Maybe you want to partner with us for anything, for food, drinks, anything at all. Let us know how you can come on board and partner with us. And we'd love to see you there. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for coming to class. I'm so excited that you could make it to class. I'm so excited that you did not miss this class, okay? Thank you so much. For those of us in the community, yes, we're going to be talking a lot, about the program coming up. If you're not in the community, we won't be taking new members right now until September. So please just start saving up to join us so that in September, you're part of us. And we have calls every month. The month that we don't have calls, we have Q&A on the group. We have other, activities on the group. It's not every time that we're on Zoom like this. Sometimes it's just a WhatsApp conversation, and it's always great. We have access to other event professionals, that we learn from. So please, this is something that is very important to us as we build our businesses. It's good to have accountability, mentorship, especially access to the right resources, okay? And then being in a safe place where they're not carrying your gist around, where they're not backbiting, where they are not, gossiping. We don't gossip there. In fact, the chats there are so minimal, you won't even be bombarded with too many chats, and we learn, a lot. So please be a part of this, okay? I hope I'm going to see you there. And if you want to keep in touch with me, please use the Instagram links, as you can see, the Instagram handles. Instagram handle for the event managers community is EMC by Effective, then Effective Touch for the event business. Then my personal handle is at Ade Ife's World. Feel free to follow up with us, like our post, leave a comment, share what you learned, and tag me on any of the handles, so I can just see that you were truly in class. So I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. I hope it was worth your time. Thank you, everyone. So we've come to the end of today's class. Who's excited? Let me do a screenshot. Who's excited? Who's excited? We've come to the end of today's class. Thank you so much. I had such an amazing time answering your questions. I had an amazing time, just taking this class. You won't believe that I did the slides this evening. I mean, like, I was so busy, I could not even create myself. It was just this evening, like around 6 o'clock, I started working on the slides, and I'm so happy I worked on it and it came out really nice. So thank you all for joining. I'm just like so excited, and I can't wait to see you all in the workshop in September. September is also my birthday, so please come with the birthday gifts. Okay, don't come just for the work. Come with a birthday gift for me. Thank you so much, everyone. Woo. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just excited. I don't know. I'm just excited. Thank you all. And I can't wait to see you. Please follow me on Instagram. Let's connect. If you need the replay, please send a mail or send a message on WhatsApp and I'll send you the replay link. Bye.